Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Arnami, and I'm back with yet another video. And today we're talking about semen retention will set you apart from other men. Let's get straight into the video. Alright, bro, semen retention will set you apart from other men. There aren't a man, let me slow down. There aren't a lot of men that have heard about this practice. There aren't a lot of men that are on this practice. So when you just employing this discipline, bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna set you apart from other dudes. Especially if you a young man. When you a young man, let me talk to my young fellas for a second. I say it like I'm not a young man, but like, let me just talk to my young brothers for a second. Like, young people have this stereotype about them that they're, basically young men have this stereotype that, you know what I'm saying, we just young and dumb and don't know what we're doing. So once you on retention and you just like, you know what I'm saying, not trying to be so lustful, bro, like it'll set you apart from other dudes. You'll carry yourself with more maturity. You carry yourself with more self-assurance, with more confidence, because you're just gonna be filled up with your life energy. You're gonna feel more yourself, bro. Like, just simple as that. Other men will notice you. Like, I notice, man, when I'm on the longest streak, some dudes, like, you know, so I could give them a firm handshake and look him in the eye, and we both had that look like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, this is a good man right here, you know. Some dudes I could look in their eyes and give them a handshake. It kind of give like a weak little wimpy handshake, and they can't really keep eye contact when I'm talking to them. So like, just that little small notion right there, it tells you a lot about a person. I don't know about the way you grew up, but the way I was taught is like, you can tell a lot about a man by the way he gives eye contact. You can tell a lot about a man by the way he gives a handshake. And of course, when you want retention, you're gonna have more confidence within yourself. You're gonna be prone to hold that eye contact for just a second longer. Even when you with the woman, that's how you build that sexual tension. Once you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be ready to bust something down once you on retention. But like, once you hold eye contact with a woman and she finds you physically attractive and you find her attractive, and y'all keep that eye contact for a little bit, that's how you build up. Man, I'm gonna do a whole separate video about that. But like, I've been on this journey for 4 years. Let's say about 4 years. Been on this journey for about 4 years, bro. And it's a night and day difference to how people treat me. It's the night and day difference on how much progress that I've made so far on my journey. Like, before I started retention, bro, I was like, I wasn't this confident within myself. I didn't have the drive to go out and do something uncomfortable. I didn't have the drive to go out and talk to a woman that I was attracted to. I didn't have the drive to go out and, I didn't have the drive or confidence to go out and find another job or do something that's outside the realm of my comfort zone, bro. And I'm not saying that retention is the end all be all, but it's a big motivating factor for young men to do what they got to do. When your balls are full and your stomach is empty, that's when you at your most hungriest. That's when you ready to bust something down. I'm gonna do a different video about semen retention and fasting, but once you just abstain and weaken your body, and I won't say weaken your body, but you abstain your body from earthly desires, from earthly pleasures, from earthly drives, then that's when your spirit will become more stronger. This is when you'll be more spiritually full, if that makes any sense. Semen retention will set you apart from other men. Now, when I say semen retention, I'm not just saying that you're just holding on to your seed. I mean, retention is like, I'm holding on to my seed, and I'm meditating, and I'm fasting, and I'm working on myself, and I'm working to be the best person I can be in all aspects, not just the physical part, and not just the spiritual part, not just the financial part, but all aspects. It'll bleed into every aspect of your life, bro, if you just employ this discipline. It's a good baseline. Your sexual energy is the most powerful energy there is, bro. It's the most powerful energy there is. You can create a whole nother life with your sexual energy. So just imagine what you can create if you just hold on to that. If you just hold off on that for a little bit. In each culture, in each religion, in each Eastern practices, they talk about semen retention. Even in the Bible, it briefly goes over the act of holding on to your semen, or just being abstinent from certain earthly desires. So this isn't a new concept, bro. It's been knowledge for thousands and thousands of years, bro. So y'all can do y'all research on it. I'm gonna do a whole separate video about that, bro. But like, it's not new. There have been certain people in the world that have stood out. When you look at the athletes, they briefly talk about being on semen retention just because they want that little extra push. They want that little extra oomph when they doing their workout. You hear about businessmen. You hear about tech dudes doing this practice. You hear about a lot of other people that are rich and famous that are doing these practices. and they stand out from a lot of different people, not just because they're rich and famous, but just because they carry themselves differently, just because they carry their aura differently. I think 50 Cent talked about it in his book. I think Michael Jackson talked about it in his book. Even LeBron James, he said, like, you know what I'm saying, before the playoffs, my wife hates when it's before the. He said something along the lines of that, basically saying, like, I don't sleep with my wife right before it's playoff time or right before the championship because I need a little extra energy. So with just having that knowledge, bro, like it's gonna make you stand out from other dudes, man. You're gonna walk with your head high. Semen retention is self-improvement, bro. Cause you just can't hold on to your seed and not do anything with your life. Cause that's just a waste, bro. That's honestly just a waste. It's like getting a whole bunch of money and letting it stack up in your savings account. It's not about how much money you have. It's about what you're gonna do with that money. It's not about how many days you've been on your streak. It's about what you did in that days when you was on that streak. You can have $100,000, man. You can have $1 billion, but if you ain't doing nothing with that money, you might as well be broke. You can go on retention for 10 years, but if you're not doing nothing with that energy, then it's gonna be all in vain. It's gonna be no point in doing it because you're missing the point of it. It's not the end all be all, but this is merely a tool for you to get to that next step. It will make you stand out from other dudes, man. There aren't a lot of people talking about this. There aren't a lot of people employing this discipline. There are very few men that I talked about around my age that have heard about this practice because everybody's just young, dumb, and full of cum. They want to go ahead and bust something off real quick. And even to a woman, once they come across a dude that's not hurry up and trying to bust, that's just like in total control of himself, man, she gonna find you attractive, dog. Like she gonna want to drain that seed out of you. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just got to be wary of the type of woman too. But with men, women, and even animals, bro. I remember there was one time I was on like a 90 or 60-day streak, dog, and I was at my grandma's house, and like I was in the backyard or something, and then like I seen this little bunny rabbit, so I was like, all right, let me see if I can catch this mug, you know. So I walked up to this bunny rabbit without it even running away from me, bro. I don't know what was going on. Like I just knew that I was on a streak. Even birds would come and like fly by me or like, you know, perch, sit there right by me. I'd be outside meditating or just doing something like just writing down or just journaling, doing something that'll better myself. And I notice a bird will come and like perch right by me, like just like it is now, and then fly away for a little bit. Animals can sense when you on retention too. Animals can sense when a man, that's a topic for a whole nother video. Even in the animal kingdom, bro, you will stand out. You were just gonna stand out to dogs, to cats, even young children, bro. I remember one time I was walking with my brother down the street and I had this little kid, his little baby, like she was pointing at me, she was waving. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I was waving back, like, did she know me? Like, but it's just like you will stand out, bro. You have a sense of purity about yourself when you're abstaining, when you're retending, when you're retaining your seed, dog. You get a little bit of that innocence back, especially in this day and age to where, you know, lust and sex is just thrown in front of our faces, whether you want it to or not. You get a little bit of that innocence back when you abstain from all of that, bro. Your spiritual energy is a little bit charged up. And you have a lot more spiritual energy. Women can sense that, men can sense that, children can sense that, and animals can sense that, bro. And if you don't believe me, just do it for yourself, dog. I'm gonna go into more detail, but these videos right here, these are just personal experience videos and what I've experienced in this journey right here. You will stand out, bro, like on semen retention, just simple as that. And with me, I'm a 6'2" nigga with dreads, so of course I'm gonna stand out. Like, it's just a byproduct of success, bro. And so I attribute that to being on retention. Even 4 years ago, I had locks. They weren't as long, but I still had locks. I was still just as tall, if not a little bit shorter than I was a few years ago. But when I walked into a room, people wasn't looking at me. People wasn't giving me that same attention as opposed to now. Because now when I walk into a room, I notice people be staring at me. I notice babies be waving at me. Women be looking at me. Men be looking at me like, all right, that's a good man. Like, you know what I'm saying? They want to come up and start a conversation. Not just off of something, not on the weird stuff, but like just off a genuine sense of respect. Like, all right, this is a good man right here. So y'all can say this placebo all you want to, but I know I've been putting in the work on myself for these years, and it's just a night and day difference from when I'm off of retention and when I was on retention, when I knew about it. Even when I wasn't necessarily on retention. Like, for example, if I went on a 90-day streak and I relapsed a couple of times, I would still have that same confidence, that same energy. Because when you relapse, you're not losing all of your progress. It might set you back just a little bit, bro, but don't look at it as such a loss. Just look at it as like, all right, it's a lesson. What could you have learned from that relapse? What could you have learned from that situation? You would stand out from a lot of other men on retention, dog. Just keep your head strong, keep your hand out your pants, and just keep going, bro. So, if y'all like that video, like, comment, subscribe down below. Tap that bell notification. I love each and every one of y'all. Keep letting y'all light shine, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Sitting this shit, now I'm back on my shit, now I'm racing the bar like a Klondike. I be rapping this shit while I'm stacking the chips, boy, I been through some shit, had to climb heights. I been going too hard, got my mind right. In the dark, but I still had to shine bright. On the stage, yeah, I'm all in the limelight. Need 4,000 or so, yeah, that sounds